Hi Cancer, welcome back for your August reading. We're changing it up a bit, but before we get on to that, please look at your rising signs for deeper insight. And if you're needing to make a booking, you can go directly to the link below and that'll take you through to the website. Now, I've still pulled the chakra cards connected to areas that will come up where you may need to, and I might sneeze because like I've got incense burning, so I'm going to try and work through it. Areas where you might need to actually focus on, that you might be dealing with, that might be highlighted this month. So they're your third eye. So your intuition's either going to be on fire or suddenly it's going to wake up. And your crown chakra. Okay, so this is connected to your wisdom, your intuition, your deep knowing. The connectivity of being able to connect the dots, and almost like your guides are, around you. This can be loved ones that are passed over, channeling through you to show you exactly what you're needing to do. Really coming to that emotional, spiritual point where you're looking at things from a very different point of view. But I'll relate these into the reading so you understand how they directly relate. Now, how this reading has changed is that in the general section, we're adding money, family, and general to the general part of the reading. Then we're moving through to, cards have been like this all week, jumpy. So you might be jumpy, who knows. Then in the middle, we're going to do the couples and the singles, but in between, we're going to have, for those of you who, I'm calling it the fence sitters, the ones that don't know what to do, left or right, should I come, should I go, what do I do, who do I pick, those sort of questions. So the reading is going to individually relate to you, and if it is complex, you will need to book a reading. Otherwise, you can look at your rising signs. Okay, so money. Let's see what's coming through for you guys. Now, at times, things will come through and they'll come through prior, or they'll come through during the card process. Money. You're going to be working really hard this month, and it's for a purpose, for a reason, for forward motion. And I'm feeling like an impatient energy, but it's because you're aware of something. You're aware of a transition and a change, and you're manifesting, so to speak. So it's something you're wanting to co-create, and you're a very hard worker. So you're looking at how you can make work in general, and this doesn't have to be employment as such. It can be things you're working towards, things you're working on. Get to that point where they're moving better. So money can be physically just the budget that you're working with. Okay, family. What do we got going on for family? Bear with me during this process. Is this the way I tune? One-on-one reading is always different though. Be it Skype, email. It's the direct energy. It's a lot quicker. It doesn't take long to tune. And I generally won't need the cards. Now for the general part. I feel you to be very action orientated this month. Sorry for the quiet, I'm tuning. Yeah, you're very action orientated, connecting to something you've put your eye on, something you're wanting to work towards, and you've made your mind up. So it's like several things have actually transpired from months gone by, and it's been like a sort of a road you've had to go down and go through. Some of it unfortunate, some of it fortunate, but I think you're realizing that much of it was necessary for you to actually grow as a person, and it's actually put fire in your belly to a point where now where you're wanting to be in life, you're doing a catch-up factor, and through that catch-up factor, it's giving you the fire and the forward motion, vibrationally speaking, to get somewhere, to want to do something. So there might have been some setbacks, but I'm sort of feeling as though with the setbacks, it's physically created you to have that want and desire for things to get better. Okay, money. Due to this, with your third eye, your intuition, you know in a way of what you're wanting to do, but you're not having the patience, which means you're physically ready. It can be an energy that is coming through a bit agitated because you want to get your trot on, but I don't feel that. I feel it's an urgency connected to you're asserting yourself, you're using your intuition, and your guides are guiding you, and you're going with your internal head. It's telling you, so you're being very rational and logical, connected to money and what you're wanting to co-create. So this can be that you're saying, nope, that's it. I'm not going to do A, B, C. I'm bringing the money back in and I'm holding on to it, and I'm going to make this happen. And it might be for a dream that you actually have, but I'm feeling as though it's work related. So I do feel as though it will be connected directly to a road that you're physically wanting to take. Be careful not to get so excited, because during this transition of how you're feeling, connected to your feeling that you're hearing the higher calling and you know what you need to do, you've made up your mind and you're using your intuition in your third eye, your crown chakra, which is already up here, it's come up here, but it's come up in reverse. So moving into through the first week, you're gung-ho. Second week, slow down and use your intuition. You might miss some pieces connected to money. It might be aspects of paperwork. It might be aspects connected to this road you're wanting to take connected to money. So try and use your intuition connected to it, because you might miss a piece of the puzzle that might be important, and it will be to your detriment. Not necessarily, but it's not advice, it's the cards. The cards are saying that you need to just be aware. Don't get sidetracked connected to things that you're really passionate about. And when I say that, I mean like splurges connected to cash, because you've made a decision where you're going. There might be that temptation to fall back into old routines connected to routine with money. And I do feel there is something that you've wanted for a long time, and you might have a miniature splurge. It might be a large splurge. I'll pull clarity on that. We've got free will, ultimately speaking. We can always change this energy of how we're doing things, and it is your personal choice. It's something you're chained to in a sense. So the money that you're going to spend on, you don't have, it can be connected to children. It could be connected to something you physically want to get somebody, and it's directly connected to you, so to speak. Or it could be connected to, this is just an example, having a splurge connected to something that you do day in, day out. This could be bear, who knows? But it feels as though it's family. That's what I'm feeling. But you're being grounded connected to this. So this may be the reason why you have moved very quickly onto something. It might be for somebody's birthday. It could be, because when I say bear, I'm sort of feeling there's a celebration as per se. So it might be you know that you need to, intuitively speaking, need to get the cash together in order for you to physically use it on something. So although the money's going to be for other things and the bigger picture, there is also a pit stop in the road that does require an aspect of finance connected to it. So if you forgot about it, look at your calendar. Okay, connected to family, some of it you weren't quite prepared for, I'm hearing. And it might be, again, it could be a birthday party. So you're trying to tie up loose ends and get ahead and actually get the money together for this financial situation. It could actually be a dynamic changing connected to family, which you weren't physically expecting. But your intuition is telling you, but you've tried to avoid it and delay it. But you knew the cycle was coming. You knew the change as per se was coming, but you were aware, but you didn't do the prep work, so now you're chasing your tail. But it will flow and it's going to go fine, so go with the flow. You're doing the right thing, you're following your intuition, and I feel it's going to be fine. Okay, connected to your general, money is going to come and it is boding well. So anything you're applying yourself to this month, if you do the work, use your intuition. Go with your gut, I keep hearing, so it's almost like base chakra. Just follow your instincts. Follow your instincts connected to it. You're going to have a light bulb moment as well. So connected to what you're wanting to do, it can be that you're having some psychic tendencies or you're having some light bulb moments. But it's like you had the intuition connected to everything that's happening this month. I think a lot of things that you had planned before, you didn't have the money for, and now suddenly you're doing the catch-up factor connected to it, and it's going to all fall into place is what I'm hearing. But it is causing stress and delays. Put some clarities on that. By you being patient financially and maybe waiting for that direct time to use money and for direct timing in relation to anything that you're planning right now, you having past tense use this energy, it's really grounded you to a point now where your intuition is on fire. So the way you're looking at things, and then the following card comes up as your psychic gift, you know, your actual intuition, your third eye, and the way you're looking at things, being very grounded as well. And now who you are is the person that you've always wanted to be through this transitional stage. So it feels like you're coming into your own and you're becoming in a place where you haven't been in a very long time, if ever. You feel very different energetically speaking. Okay, now this stress was the reason why some retreat had happened in life to the hermit mode, which is now it's changed, and you knew this moment would come, but you just needed this in order to have your light bulb moment for this transitional change to happen. And you were hanging around and you were waiting, but what's happening is now you're going to be able to declare what you want, declare what you're passionate about, and be able to use your intuition. And this could be connected to a past person or a past scenario that you were healing over in order to make a choice to move forward connected to it. Okay, couples. Clean up my mess. The one thing with having so many decks out. I'm working into the night, so forgive me if I'm mellow. I'm awake. Some changes have happened with you guys. Lots of changes. I don't know why, but I keep saying the ocean. This might relate to somebody. I don't know what it's about, but maybe that's where you go when you're thinking. Definitely changed. Between you. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. Connected to a relationship, there's a massive shift. I do feel like you had to go somewhere in order to actually meditate and think on what you were going to do. Now, the dynamic connected to the relationship is very different. Your partner in some shape or form has changed, but then so have you. Now, for them, an aspect of them needed to do some healing, and, you know, the way they've felt about their life, their things, it's taken them a long time to process, and it's created a lot of confusion, and there might have been misunderstandings, and for you physically it feels as though you're very confused, and you had to make assumptions connected to how this person felt, when really it was due to a healing process that this person was the way they were, and the fact that they've actually changed and evolved, and that perhaps at the beginning, you know, you were different. But you got this in reverse, you know, and this person, in a way, I feel the connection between you has been respectful to each other in a shape or form. But the way that you've changed, the way that they've changed, it's changed you. Now, through this, there's been a delay for them to emotionally heal. And it can be connected to a time, to a situation, or to an occurrence that has happened. And I do feel by next month, definitely a change will be happening for them. Or it may have started from last September, or has been ongoing for over 9 months. Now, they're very worn down and they're needing to physically rest. Now, this could be connected to a person externally to them. Could be a family member connected to the number 9, or connected to 9 somehow, or a cycle as per se. Now, for them, they physically need to heal. They're exhausted. They can't do anything more than they've already done. And you feel foolish connected to this. But you do want a fresh start. You want a fresh way of relating. And for them, they know that whatever they do, they're going to have courage, and they're going to have to move through that door for healing in order to move forward in any shape or form. And you feel they're just not ready to do that, and you're really concerned about it, whether this door is going to have you included in it. Okay, so connected to them healing and you feeling, you know, having to draw your own assumptions connected to why they're doing this. Decisions are going to be made, but things will unfold. And, you know, you'll know what's going on, but don't jump to assumptions. because, you know, this whole energy is going to make you very agitated. And you're really having to, unfortunately, these are why they've jumped up for you. So where they're resting, and you feel foolish, you know, you're even worried about assets that are joint. But they're tired. They're doing the very best they can. And you're wanting a fresh start. And you know, by you having your fresh start and them needing to recoup money or a connection on a financial level is joint. And that can be for good or bad. That can be, well, it's what binds you. But can you get back to where you need to be? Than it being a bond connected to an asset. Your partner's going to have the courage and is going to, because they are going to need to actually address the issues and deal with what is going on. And where you're probably not ready to, there may be cruelty connected to this whole energy between you at the minute with how you're both feeling quite disconnected, you know, and that communication. Pull some clarity cards. And if this doesn't relate, look at your rising sign, or you can book a reading. I'm just reading what's coming up. Okay, I'll leave you there. Again, 9. Something to do with family is coming up for them. It's definitely connected to family. Either family they have with you or family directly. Come. Okay. Where they're recovering, it can be connected to an external inheritance of someone perhaps having passed over, or a connection to what they believe is fair for them, what they believe is right, and that this dispute might have already been ongoing. This could be, you know, for some of you where a separation has already occurred, yet resigning in the same and still trying to work through it. That can be for some, it doesn't have to be. Or this could directly be external to the situation, where there could be squabbles externally in a family scenario where a person may physically still be here, but a will might be written up, and, you know, there can be connections to that where there's disputes connected to it. But it feels directly connected to finances connected to a biological or physical family, and, you know, a notion of a happy home. And I feel it's more happy home that your partner's feeling and wanting to create and wanting to leave a legacy as per se. So they may be unwell. It might be them that's unwell and needing to recoup. And they're getting worried and thinking, do I need to deal with this? But they're going to have to walk through the door. But there's going to be delays connected to a decision. I think it's more emotional feeling unwell, not physical unwell. Okay, connected to you feeling foolish, wait for the cycle to unfold. Sometimes it can be that you're ready to take a risk, and maybe with your partner it is a risk, but you're willing to take it. But if you work together as a team, there is a possibility. And remember, this is a 1 month reading. Okay, where you don't feel ready on some aspect too, it might be because the ball is in their court for a decision, and you're worried whether you invested in this situation enough to get the best out of it, and you're actually questioning yourself now. pull some love clarities. Probably not the right term, but okay. Connected to different sides, so it can be different sides of the family or different values, conversations not being had, connection properly not being had, and, you know, not even the time to love each other because you need to do the in work first. Now, I'll get on to the in-betweeners and I'll see while I'm shuffling these if I can pick anything else up. I do feel the waiting has really driven you batty as to a left or right or a decision on what road you're going to be walking. And the delay, I feel as much as you've been waiting for them to make a decision, I feel as though you're going to be the one that makes the decision. And you might not be ready to make it, but I do think your intuition has already told you what the decision is. Okay, in-betweeners. This could be for you or your partner, really. However this relates. Okay, so in a way you have a magic touch and directly connected to what you're wanting to manifest, what you actually want to physically attain. I feel as though you're the key, but you're keeping it very quiet, connected to what you're wanting to do. And you're being patient connected to it as well. You're waiting for the correct time. Oh, goodness me. You're waiting for the correct time, and it feels as though you've had to really reserve your energy connected to it. That's probably why I yawned. You're trying to pull your energy back and saying, no, it's not the right time. It feels like direct timing is the key connected to this. And you're scared you're going to miss out on the opportunity. You're even worried that you won't even have, you know, your ships come in. And it's overwhelming you. It could be conflicts connected to this dynamic. Pull clarity cards on that. Okay, I'm feeling you're the key and connected to assets, connected to the past, or connected to you physically having these assets in order to move forward. I feel it's connected to love. So if you're in that transitional stage and you're leaving and you're tying up loose ends, money is directly linked to it, but you are going to come out of that stalemate of being stuck, of where you feel you don't fit any longer. And there can be a key as well. I am saying a key connected to something, and this could be a building. For some, this can be winter, or it could be located near water, this location. The arguments can be connected to children and or holidays, I'm hearing, for some of you, not all of you. But it's a highly charged situation. Okay. Now, this may be your soulmate. Either that you, and you will know who this is. Okay, when you're in an in-between situation, the shared thought when you hear that word, will directly pin to somebody. So that's your soulmate. If you're leaving a wedding, it hasn't been finalised yet, like a marriage scenario, and your finances at the moment are what's impacting you. Okay, on to the singles. I feel like you guys aren't getting much sleep. Burning the candle at both ends. Okay. Interesting. Okay. The person you're thinking about at the moment, or you as a person, although you're using your third eye and your crown chakra, you're feeling a deep knowing connected to what you need to do. And it might be that you know this scenario or this person that you're thinking about. If there is a person, you know them very well. You might be thinking you know them really well, but my feeling is more connected to that you know what you want, and you know the vibration you feel directly connected to this person. Now this person, again, can be a Libran. You got the Justice. So there is going to be justice connected to this, and I feel it's going to be in your favour and in two people's favour. So it directly feels connected to a fair outcome regardless of what is going to be. Now this has been a burden, and it might be the patience, the tolerance, the clarity, the road as such. You've had to carry your demons with you, connected to this scenario, connected to your past. You had to go over old scenarios many times to actually have the clarity connected to it. And it was like you are a bit cross at yourself for actually putting yourself through the pain. But I think it was absolutely necessary. So I'm not meaning that you've done it on purpose, but some of it was like lessons that had to be learned, but you are freeing yourself from the scenario. And you're going to be able to move forward in a direction that you're wanting to, and it will be very swiftly. And you're concerned about an opponent. You've got to be really careful, because I think that there may be an opponent there that, you know, there's directly a time frame, and you may actually, you know, run out of time. There's some clarity on those. Crown chakra, third eye chakra. By using your intuition, you emotionally will have what you want, but you need to follow your intuition connected to what you're wanting to do in your life, who you love. And if you don't have anyone in mind, the ideal of what you feel is physically correct for you is all you need. and you can co-create it and manifest it. So once you're at that vibrational level where you're saying, I know the type of person I can actually live with, I know who I am, I know what I can and can't do, that directly sends a signal out where you can then receive it. So when you actually send that vibration out, you do directly receive it. So if you currently are single and you don't have anyone on the horizon, so to speak, I do feel as though you do directly know what you want, and the transition you've physically gone through has really changed you as a person. I pull 3 cards. And then we'll finalise the reading. If I can stay awake. Okay, this is connected to a person from the past because it's not a new love. You're going to take your energy in quite playfully. And there are differences. But I'm feeling it's to do with the fact that yin and yang, you balance each other, but that they're not who they were in the past because they actually have changed. I'm trying not to yawn. They may have come out of a relationship. Okay, this is what I'm understanding now. Okay, complicated. Pull one more for that. Okay, you're rushing in. You're rushing in. You're having this epiphany moment and actually realising what you're actually wanting out of the situation. It's taken you a while. Okay, you've got this turned on now, which means you've reached your higher self, an awakening, so to speak. You've had to go to hell and back, and now you're on your horse. You're worried that you're going to miss your ship, but it's here. Now, the cards, I feel, are talking about the fact that this person who isn't a new love and is from the past has a past themselves. And they may be of a different culture connected to you. They're not giving a situation a chance. You're thinking it's with you. It's actually not. It's asking you to make the effort. So the feeling I'm getting is that there's 2 scenarios. Oh, no, I don't feel that. Look, definitely I'm feeling as though you're thinking it one way and you're getting on your horse and going. And by the time you get there, which is probably bad that I'm telling you this, still get on your horse. Because yes, that option is there where you might miss the ship. But I feel it's the correct timing. And I do feel if you do, it will be successful. Okay, so I'll leave it on that note. Tell me how it directly relates. Sorry for yawning. I love you guys. I don't sleep these days.